Hi, it's Ra, Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology, here to give the astrological forecast for Sunday, July 20th, 2025. Well, there's a whole lot of astrological action early in the day, and then the rest of the day and evening are just sort of a breeze. The sun today is at 28 degrees of ultra-sensitive, often moody, but generally nurturing water sign Cancer, whose ruling planet, of course, is the moon. Now, the moon today, during the pre-dawn hours, enters into the let's communicate and socialize air sign of Gemini. So I've even got my robin's egg blue jacket here on to symbolize the moon in Gemini. Well, of course, the ruling planet of Gemini is Mercury, which has just turned retrograde. So when the moon is in Gemini, always the mind is kind of going a mile a minute and tends to be a very social but somewhat frenetic energy, maybe a little disconnected. So try to focus today under all of this Gemini moon energy. Now, the moon enters Gemini early, 3:22 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 6:22 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 11:22 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, and almost immediately makes a conjunction to Uranus, the planet of upsets, sudden change, often chaos, freedom from the known, but can also be brilliant ideas and unconventional thinking. That's, of course, sitting at 0 of Gemini, and that occurs at 4:16 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 7:16 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 12:16 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So if you wake up with a brilliant idea, or on the other hand, stub your toe first thing in the morning, I won't be terribly surprised. Now, the moon, as it does enter into early Gemini, makes harmonious 60-degree sextiles to both Saturn, the planet of responsibility and structure, and Neptune, the planet of dreams and visions. And so while these are sort of contradictory energies, these are both favorably aspected today. The moon at 1 degree of Gemini sextiles Saturn at 1 degree of Aries at 6:31 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 9:31 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 2:31 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. If you just feel like getting up and getting a lot done, that's a good use of that moon sextile Saturn energy. And then the moon sextiles Neptune at 2 degrees of Aries from the moon at 2 degrees of Gemini, and that's more meditative and creative. So if you get a brilliant idea first thing in the morning, sit down, meditate, create, do something with it. Meditate is a really great idea at this point. 6:53 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 9:53 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 2:53 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And then an hour later, the moon makes a harmonious trine to Pluto, the Lord of Power and Transformation, which is sitting at 2 degrees of Aquarius. And that is, well, empowering, but also very insightful. 7:52 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 10:52 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 3:52 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, so a whole lot of energy first thing. And then the moon has no other aspects for 22 whole hours. Not until tomorrow does the moon make another aspect to another planet. So we've got this free-floating Gemini moon going on here today. So the day promises to be somewhat frenetic in terms of its energy, maybe a little here and there disconnected, but also very social. So if your mind is going a mile a minute, I won't be surprised. Try to focus today. I'm Ra, Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology. Now, if you would like to have a personal reading with me, you can book it on my website, starpresence.net. Remember, from the very moment that you're born, you've got star presence. Enjoy this day, no matter what.